Hello, welcome back to Joy's Rainbow podcast. I can't believe we're on episode 3 already. Where has the time gone? Thank you so much for stopping by and returning to watch more of me rambling and not being able to get the right words out. If this is your first time viewing, then thank you for stopping by. My name is Emily, and this is a podcast about all things knitting and crochet, and I throw a bit of dyeing in the mix as well. We're in full swing of the summer holidays, and so if you hear any background noise, I have tried filming a number of times, and now I've just decided to go with it and just embrace all the dog barking and whatever goes on outside. It's a really hot day today, and there's a park just through my window which is just there, and it's full of people, children playing, and yes, so there'll be noise. I know last week I promised some finished objects, however work commitments and things have meant I have not had much knitting time, and I therefore have no finished objects. I'm really gutted about that, to be honest. But yes, I know I've mentioned before that I am a slow knitter. I was hoping I could force myself to speed up a bit, knowing that I wanted to show you guys some stuff, some finished objects, but sadly that's not the case. I've not been able to. Anyway, so I live in a town just outside of Bristol in the southwest of England, and last weekend we had the Harbour Festival, and I was working both daytimes. We did venture in Saturday evening, so we saw a couple of bands, and there's lots of street food, so we did a bit of sampling. Not a lot. We didn't stay very long because the weather was a bit pants, and we weren't prepared for a lot of rain. Didn't have a raincoat or an umbrella, so but it was nice just to go for a little bit. And I didn't mention, this has nothing to do with knitting, I'm just telling you a bit about my life. Last week my granddad turned 80, so I went to my dad's house where my grandparents were, and we had breakfast, and then we met my great aunt in Castle Cary for coffee. Oh, it was so nice. It was really lovely to see everybody and spend the day celebrating. I mean, what a great, 80, I can't believe it. He doesn't look like, you would never guess that that's his age just by looking at him. He's very sprightly. But yes, this weekend we're all going off to London. There's 9 of us going to London because my granddad, my dad, their brother even as well, I think, not 100% sure on that, but are Arsenal supporters, lifelong Arsenal supporters. So my nana for his birthday got tickets to go and see a match, so all the family are on a little adventure to the Arsenal home ground, and we're going to watch a match, which is quite exciting. My sister and I are taking half a game each, so I will let you know how that goes. But yes, it's a little family adventure. It'll be quite exciting. Looking forward to it. But anyway, let's reel this back and go into some actual knitting. So there is, like I said, nothing that's finished, but I do want to show you progress on my Feeling Fruity shawl because I'm very nearly there. There's just 1.5 stocking stitch repeats left to go, and it will be there, and I will be showing you. Running this podcast is a big incentive to finish objects, and I will get there. It's also to help me not be the forever casting on things and never ever finishing things. Anyway, this is how far I've got. So I know last time I showed this shawl I was on, I think, this section or this section. So, you know, I've now got two big garter stocking stitch slashes. Yay, in the pink. How I just love the contrast of the pink and the bright pink and the multicolour. So the bright pink is this here, I'll just show you in the ball. That is my, so Joy's Rainbow, Barbie Not Included colourway. And it's a really like tonal pink, so it goes from quite like fuchsia cerise pink here, and then you can see if I pull that right forward, I know it's blowing out a little bit, but you can actually see like baby pink, and it's really quite pretty. And then how if I put this right up as it's knitting, it's just got lovely like variegation in the shades, which actually pulls out the pink in the Tutti Frutti really well, which again is my hand-dyed colourway, Joy's Rainbow hand-dyed colourway. But yes, so that is the progress. So hopefully, I'm going to make no promises, but in the next couple of, I'll say in the next couple of weeks, this will be finished. Feeling fruity, no, feeling hopeful, but it will be complete. I quite like it going all the way across the screen, covering half my face. But yes, and again, my little progress keeper I've shown before is by Golden Yarns. They're on Etsy. That's just my progress from I think last week, so it is pitiful, but slowly but surely I am getting there with it. I really want to get it finished as a sample for the shop, and I want to kind of show it on Instagram and Etsy just to show what the yarn knits up like, because I think it's very hard, like buying, like I find it hard anyway when I buy yarn. I kind of want to know a bit about how, I know it's part of the surprise is how it will turn up, how it will knit that up and things, but I kind of like just a little sample of what, because you can love something in a skein and cake it up and it will look completely different and then knit it again. I mean, that is the excitement about it. So I'm gonna just shut up actually. Quit while I'm ahead, move on. So last week I know that I was knitting on my mermaid socks by Nora George. I'm just gonna get them out because it's almost a hoe, it's a heelless hoe, but it is off the needles. I did a 2x2 rib, and it's got an afterthought heel and a bright green toe. This, so the mermaid colourway. This is a Nora George yarns yarn, and it's her mermaid colourway, and it is on Silver Stellina. You can't really see, but and then the toe is I've got both my arms. The toe is a hand dyed by Kate. I got her mini skein set, which I think was called Sunglasses Not Included, and there was 6 neon colourways. I used it in my Glastonbury shawl, which I know I spoke about in the first episode. But yeah, so that's the sort of lime green that came with it, and it actually picks out the green in the mermaid yarn really well. And oh, I can't wait. I love this. I've not cast on the second one yet, although I have picked out my contrasting heel colourway, which is going to be this. Oh, matches my top practically. Is this, and again, this is one of the hand dyed by Kate Sunglasses Not Included mini. And that's going to be the heel, and you can see, so this is going to be my first ever attempt at afterthought heels, and I've got my waist yarn in there. You see that orange strip, so that is where my heel is going to go, and it's going to be this turquoise, because that will pick out, you see, like it's got the blue in there. I just think that will be so cool. Yes, I'm quite excited to see that how that turns out, but I am going to leave it actually and put both heels in together once I've knit both socks. So at the moment this is a very almost hoe, but I love them. I honestly, that bright green, I mean on the screen, it's so much brighter than that in real life. So much brighter. And I want to kind of get them on my feet, kind of do a British socks and sandals thing and go to a rave because the heels and the toes will be like UV light reactive, so I'll have bright, like flashing toes. That's a bit sad, Emily. But true! How funky would that be? Oh my gosh. But yes, this is going to be quite a short episode this week, just because A, I haven't had a lot of knitting, minimal stash enhancement, if any. I have got some Joy's Rainbow yarns to show you. Sorry, I was just hooking on my Snoopy. I can't let him go anywhere without my Owl About yarn, Snoopy Progress Keeper. He was actually really handy for when I put the toe in, because I knit these on 9-inch circulars. I'm going back to my mermaid, because I knit this on a 9-inch circular. I wasn't brave enough to do the toe, and I knew at some point it would have to come onto DPNs or something. So as soon as I changed the colour, I put it directly onto DPNs. So I didn't use a stitch marker. I just used my little Snoopy and put him at the start of the round, just so I knew where I was doing my decreases. Yes, he was very handy. The other thing I have started, and this was a new cast on last night at about 7 o'clock in the evening, so I'm quite pleased with the progress. I know that I should have started sock 2, my mermaid sock 2, but you need a couple of pairs of socks on the go at once. I mean, surely, you know, it's allowed. So here, I'm just going to sort it out of the bag. This yarn is a Stranded Dye Works. It's already caked up. And it's a paint box before Amy settled on her Mettlesome colourway. It is called, well, it's an oak. It's a one of a kind, and it's on Beached, which is a BFL, 75% BFL, 25% nylon base. You see that's the label there. But I got this from the trunk show that she had at Alternate Universe back, I think it was in April. So I've done quite well not to cast it on so far. I absolutely, I just love the shades in it. It's beautiful. And I'd been hankering after some Mettlesome for a while, and this was pretty close, this is pretty close to that colourway. Yes, so I cast on there's only one, this beauty last night. So it's a toe up. I used Judy's Magic Cast On. I'm quite pleased actually with that. It's not, and I haven't gone too pointy on the edge of the toes, which I know can be a problem. And this is my second attempt at toe up, because the first attempt, especially on these circular needles, I had massive ladders running down the sides trying to get the cable out of the way, but you can see I have no ladder. I have a tiny ladder, but not how it was. It was literally like a centimetre. I'm dead chuffed, and look on this side. So yes, this is my last night and early this morning when I woke up and didn't want to get out of bed. Knitting. But the toe is a Coop knit, so Rachel Coopy yarn. I don't have the colourway because it was given to me by my friend Anna. I'm name dropping this week because I got told off for not name dropping last week. So my lovely knitting friend Anna gave me some Coop Knits yarn, and I actually think this shade goes really well with this oak, because it picks out, there are, especially on this side, that pinky shade, really pretty. And I've also picked out what skein I'm going to use for my heels. It's going to be, this is a mini skein by, again, Nora George. This was her contrasting mini that came with the Jo March sock set colourway. I know I mentioned before she does the Great Characters of Literature. And Jo March, I always get the sock set, so I get 100 gram skein and then a 20 gram mini. And this mini came with the Jo March colourway in March. And again, the camera's not really picking up the shade because it's a little bit brighter than that. It's got a bit more gold to it, and it's tonal. And if you look here in this one, like there's yellows. How beautiful will that be? Yes, I'm very much looking forward to this pair of socks being a hoe and a foe. I think what I might do is knit this sock, put in for my afterthought heel, go right to the end, cast it off, then I will come back to my mermaid's sock, knit that one up, and then do this one. Maybe I'll just cast them both and knit together. I'm not very good at that though, so we'll see. And on here, this little stitch marker, it's my yellow Stitchsaurus by a Yarnistry shop. I love it, and then look how glittery he is. Yay. I'm using these on every project at the moment. But yeah, so sadly this is my only other bit of knitting I have to show you. I will hopefully have more to show next week. I fingers crossed won't cast on much more because I just can't keep on top of it all. And then I get a bit stressed about how many projects I've got on. That's why I have quite a substantial WIP collection that are sort of languishing in the back of my wardrobe. Anyway, I would like to move on, and just the reason why I cast on a new pair of socks last night is because yesterday the mailman, the postman, bought me a very lovely new project bag. I'm just gonna hold it up. I'm not gonna try and get my head in as well. But this is my new project bag that I ordered from Harriet's House shop. Harriet's a good friend of mine from university, and she's just launched her Harriet's House shop on Etsy. She's also on Instagram and as Harriet Naomi, and I could not wait to get this first bag. Look, I don't know if you can see, yeah, look, the grey is like a really lovely like metallic in there, so it's a big shiny, and just I love these are all Liberty print fabrics, and I just love the colours in these ones, especially like look at that. I just think it's beautiful. And on it comes as well a little Singer, because she's got a Singer sewing machine, so we've got a little Singer Progress Keeper, which is such a lovely touch. And I couldn't help myself, but I also ordered, I'm just going to get it in from the bag, a little DPN cozy, and that material actually matches the end one on here, so I'm a bit matchy, and it's the quality of the actual, like the making, it's really good, just really good. And I love bright coloured things, it's beautiful. I'll just show you her card. So that is her card there and all her details, but I will just put them on the bottom. But we've got a nice like stripy lining. Oh, it's lush, dead chuffed. And because this arrived, you cannot like, I had to cast on a new project, and that was my Metalsome. Oh, they're not going to be called that. It's not even called Metalsome, is it? But that was, and the pink of the toe matches that flower. I was kind of trying to be matchy, no matchy. But yes, so this is my little, so not yarn stash enhancement this week, just simply beautiful project bag. And I can't wait. I honestly think I will be getting a few more when payday comes. But yes, I know last week I had this big crochet, oh, it's huge, it fits my bed, so in the background, and I didn't actually tell you what it was, so I thought this week It's another whip. It's not finished, like, seriously. But I think actually I'm just going to weave in my ends and treat it as finished. Because to get around that, it takes over 2 hours to do a round now. And I think I've stopped at, I'll show you and you can tell me what you think, but I think I've stopped at an okay place for it to be finished. But this is Mandala Madness. Again, a free pattern. I will put a link to who the designer is. I want to say it's Helen somebody. I'll put it down. Yes, and it's just using Stylecraft, I think, Stylecraft DK. Yes, I really want to do one out of cotton. Yeah, so I'm gonna, by the magic of editing, this is my Mandala Madness. And I know I've said before, like, crochet is a brilliant way of playing with colour. I mean, just look at all those colours together. When you've got a yarn that's got so many colour options, it's just amazing, because then you've got so much choice of what you can do. And like, if I'm gonna zoom in. So obviously you start in the centre and work out. And at the moment, I've not got all my ends. I've got about 10 rounds worth of ends to sew in, so I kind of did it as you go. But at the moment, that's where I've stopped. Is on this purple round, and I know that little flowers need to be put in there. Okay, so it's not looking at it like this. That's not a good place to stop. It needs another round more, and that'll be the bright pink. But yes, that's my Mandala Madness, and it is actually practically, it's wide enough to fit on a double bed, definitely. Yes. Yes, so that is my Mandala Madness. That was a joy to do, much like Sophie's Universe. Each round is different, so it keeps you sort of, doesn't get boring, keeps your mind active. You always, so having every round being different, that's really bad English, with every round being different, you know, it's quite exciting. It doesn't get boring. That's the kind of crochet project I like. I like to keep on, you know, there's going to be a lot of editing this week. Oh, I need a bloopers or something, just to and not pull weird faces like that. Moving on from Mandala Madness. Like I said, this is a short episode this week. I just want to finish off with showing you some of my Joy's Rainbow yarns. These aren't in the shop yet, but by the time this podcast goes live, they will be. These are following on from my these are following on from my Little Mermaid yarns that I showed you last week, or the week before. I think it was the week before. Anyway, I'll start with this one, and this is my Flounder colourway. So you've got nice shocks of turquoise and bright yellow with some orange in there as well, like a burnt orange. I've got a nice like cream, like yeah, like a creamy pale blue base with these bright colours. Really pretty, and it goes very well with my second one here, which is a tonal turquoise. It looks much more blue on that screen actually. It's not as blue as that, it's much more turquoise, a bit more, you know, like greeny in it. Again, tonal colourway, very lovely shade, and yes, looks fabulous with Flounder. How great would they be together in a shawl, or heels and toes contrast on socks, you know? Next up we have Sebastian, who is my favourite. This is my Sebastian inspired colourway. He's my favourite character in The Little Mermaid. But it's got brilliant sort of reds and again burnt orange and a bit of black on a very neutral base. Brilliant shocks of colour in there. And I've got another, like, how brilliant would they go together? Oh. And yes, you want to see the backs of my hands. Just really good, really nice. The other, I have dyed up actually two. They look practically the same on here. This is just a tonal, sort of, it's like a Satsumari orange colour. And then this one is like a burnt orange. It's got speckles of like burgundy, and you've got shocks of like a really bright orange in there. Almost matches my hair. Almost. And these two look fab together as well. And actually, because Flounder's got a bit of burnt orange, and you see, you could use that with this one as well. But yes, they're all Joy's Rainbow yarns that I'm showing you this week. There will be more next week, but I think that's it today. Thank you so much for watching. Sorry it's been a bit short and sweet. If you enjoyed the podcast, then please give it a thumbs up and subscribe so you don't miss any updates in the future. I will try and upload a new podcast every week. Yes, Tuesday is my filming day. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you again next week, and enjoy the sunshine while it lasts. Bye!